Righty. All right, Simon just said the mere fact that we here means that we are unsuccessful life. Well, deplorable, you gave that meaning, right? That was you who just gave that meaning to this information. And so now what you have done is you have literally turned the information into a negative that you are now going to carry with you that is going to deprive you from the ability to search out for the abundance because that's the meaning that you have given it. And then on top of it, you have created a power pendulum that you want other people to join in on so that they also have the same failing mindset that says, I'm limited and Simon is proving that to me. So go for it, bro. I mean, this is exactly what I am trying to share on what it is that you need to do in order to take this information and give it something of meaning that is going to actually benefit you. When somebody like Deplorable says, hey man, look, Simon's calling you a worthless loser and this is the meaning that you have given the information, what is it that you're going to do when you walk around all day thinking about this video? You are going to use it to deprive yourself from the ability to acquire the abundance, right? You can't get abundance if you feel that you are a loser, if you feel that you are that way. And if you think that this information is doing that to you, then that's exactly what it's going to do, right? That's not on me. That's on you, right? That's not on me. That's entirely on you. All right. Do. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. So thankful Iron Sheik not deported. Yeah, good old Hulk Hogan, man. Entertainer. All all that like show and excitement and everything that came from it, man. Like, a lot of you guys know that I love entertaining. Like if I ever had it in my life that I would want to do something, like I would think acting would be like the thing. Like to me that would be so enjoyable and I would love to do live performances, like theater kind of stuff. To me that, like, I can't think of anything that I would enjoy more than to be able to constantly have people step away from their life so that they can enjoy a show or some sort of, you know, I don't know how to quite describe it. When you are in that position of entertaining and you really are in tune with the audience and everything is going well, it's like its own world. It's like its own experience. And to be able to do that, to share that with people, and then be able to have them step out of their life for just a minute so that they can enjoy that experience, I can't think of anything better. Like to me, that's just so awesome. And I know for a lot of people, they'd be scratching their head going, dude, that doesn't seem cool to me at all. And I get it. Like to each their own. To me, I can't think of anything that would be cooler for me to do. All right. Anyway, moving on. What time is it? I got a few more minutes here and then I got to quit. All right. I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every man. That's kind of interesting to be a real American fighting for the rights of every man when the government itself has absolutely zero consideration for the average man. They have no consideration for your constitutional rights or freedom loving people who are the true Americans who care about other Americans. Is you actually step up for other people's rights and you let people know it's just like, no, that's not right. I don't agree with that person, but what you are doing is infringing on their rights and I'm going to step up and say, no, you can't do that. Nobody does that for each other, right? Nobody does that for each other. That's being a real American. Not going up and saying, hey man, I'm going to show dedicated pride to this government with regardless of what it is that's happening out there, right? Be a prideful American and support our government. It's just like, no, hell no. Hell no. Man, if they had any support or belief in me, then maybe I would. But since they don't have one care about my constitutional rights or even behaving within the confines of the Constitution, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be supporting and be proud of. Like corporate America? Is that what we're supposed? That's like our government, right? We're like ultimately a fascist government now. I mean, I try to hold on and retain some of my beliefs inside of the Constitution and try to hold our government officials within the confines of the Constitution. But what am I supposed to do? I'm only one person. I can only protect my rights at the time that I see them being infringed. I can't do anything else. That's the only thing I can do. That's my only job as an American is to protect my own rights. And then, say something when I see somebody else's rights getting, stepped on. But if I can't protect my own rights, then I don't have them. They don't exist for anybody. And since most people have no idea what their rights are, then they just don't exist here in the United States. How many people have committed themselves? Like, they've heard me say this so many times. I got to go here real soon. But they've heard me say this on this channel so many times, right? To go out there and learn the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, right? The Bill of Rights. And out of all those, the Fourth Amendment, you should cement that into your tongue. The rights of the people to be secure in the person's houses, papers, and effects from unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. And no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the places to be searched and the places to be searched and the persons and things to be seized. Show me the warrant. And as my buddy All Nighter says, show me the signed warrant, because they can go get a warrant, but just because they got a warrant doesn't mean it was signed by a judge. Show me the signed warrant. Other than that, this is not consensual. This is not a conversation I want to have. This is not anything that I'm going to participate in, because I have a right, and not only do I have a right, but I have the responsibility and the duty to protect my freedom. And part of that is security. And that's up to me. There's nobody else who can do that. There's nobody, literally nobody else. It's you at the time that they're being infringed that you have to do that. Nobody knows how. Nobody wants to. I mean, there's a handful of people. You see them on the internet, and they always do do some sort of, constitutional freedom audit or with the police or whatever. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about conducting yourself that way regardless if there's a cop there. I'm talking when the sign says you can't walk, you wait till you can. And the person says, why don't you just jaywalk? And it was just like, nah. I'm never going to conduct myself in a reason that would have any authority coming to me and saying, hey, I'm going to stop and identify you. No, you're not going to get that privilege from me. I'm going to conduct myself in a way that you don't get to talk to me. And if you do come and talk to me, it's going to be by my choice whether or not I continue to have the conversation, because I hold the highest authority of anybody here. I'm it. That's it. There's nobody else. Most people have no idea that they hold that sort of authority over the government. They are under the watchful eye of the government. They're under, I'm scared of the government. The government's going to come down on you. Well, that's right. They are going to come down on you because you have given it that meaning. I don't live that way, and I don't have that sort of belief. There's a huge difference in the way that I think and the way that most Americans think. And I'm actually a constitutionalist. I actually believe in the Constitution. Every single person that has ever voted has voted unconstitutionally, because they voted for a president who continues to operate within this lie of freedom, right? It doesn't exist. The fact that we even have a central banking system goes directly against the Constitution. Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution states, no state shall coin anything but gold and silver as a legal tender in payment of debt. How many how many states follow that? The fact that we even have a central bank goes directly against that. All this stuff that we have going on out there, it's as people say, it's a clown show. We need to do it. And I was just like, well, maybe if you behaved constitutionally, you didn't accept the fiat currency, you only used gold and silver, you didn't make, you had a choice. Chose not to. You chose to continue to say, yes, I will earn money in fiat currency and I will pay taxes in fiat currency. And the more you do that, the more power they get from it. And understanding there is nothing I can do to change anybody else out there to then position themselves to say, hey, we can make this government completely irrelevant in our lives. You want to do that with me? No, not a single person will do that. So how is it that I'm supposed to conduct myself knowing that we work in an unconstitutional government with unconstitutional currency, with nobody behaving with a constitutional freedom-loving belief as they walk down the streets? How is it that I'm supposed to conduct myself in this? All right? I see the problems that are out there, and I don't expect anything to change. I don't expect a single person out there to memorize the Bill of Rights, to know the Fourth Amendment by heart, to then position themselves in a way that try and make government as completely irrelevant in their life as possible. I have no expectations of that happening from anybody. So what am I supposed to do? Huh? I figure this stuff out for myself, and then I start to position myself in a way that I feel that I can put myself on the other side of the wedge, because there's nothing I can do to change all the unconstitutional behavior that has taken place out there. I can't change it. I would love to. I would love to wave a magic wand and say, hey, you behave in the confines of the Constitution, and you behave in the confines of the Constitution. They won't. Right? I've heard Congress, people who are in Congress, say they don't care about the Constitution. Literally on film. Like saying those words. And I'm like, you're a congressman. You don't care about the Constitution? That's like your job, you know, is to care about the Constitution. Zero care, right? So, no thanks. Right? I mean, I don't know what it is. That's why that's why I feel that I am more of an anarchist than anything, because I don't agree with any of that stuff that's happening out there. What am I supposed to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing I can do. I can only conduct myself in the way that I feel is most appropriate for me, because nobody out there is doing it right. Right? And so people were like, no, you got to be good, and you got to stick with it, and you got to, you know, be the proud American, and, you know, support the government and stuff. And I'm like, this government? This unconstitutional behaving, fiat currency, central bank using government? Like, I'm supposed to be proud of that somehow? I don't know. I mean, I guess to each their own. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I don't know why I ranted off on that.